I'm Scott, and this is episode 30 of What Makes This Map Great. This is the series where we take a deep dive into some classic games that hold a special place in my gaming heart. We're going to explore their amazing level design, beautiful art, creative combat encounters, as well as uncover their secrets and see just how much they've influenced the gaming world. And in this episode, we're covering the opening map for Half-Life, Black Mesa Inbound. All sources used for this video will be linked down in the description below. I've got a Q&A series on the channel. If you have a question that you would like featured and answered, please leave it down in the comments section below and tag it with frags and coffee. And who knows, your question may be featured. Okay, make sure to like, sub, do all the YouTube stuff. It is greatly appreciated. Let's get into it. Black Mesa Inbound is the opening map for Half-Life. This classic opener for the game is brought to us by the talented designer, Steve Theodore. This map features the transit system for Black Mesa, an extensive monorail system network that links many different sectors of the research facility. It's really the primary form of transportation throughout Black Mesa. And of course, we fill the role of silent protagonist Gordon Freeman, MIT grad with a PhD in theoretical silence, and he's late for work. At first, it seems like your typical commute to work, but there's a ton of foreshadowing on display during this ride. Even the announcement system makes some statements that will come around later on in the game experience. And not only are we getting immersed in the world of Half-Life, specifically the research facility of Black Mesa, but we are also taking a tour that showcases amazing art and tech. This shit was revolutionary for 1998. Let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right in.
Good morning, and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel.
Just another day for Gordon Freeman as we take the transit system from the dormitories of Black Mesa and make our way to the Sector C test labs. We get an early impression that this place is deep underground, with its massive concrete construction designed to resemble an underground bunker. But there are some comforts here. Warm lighting used throughout, even coming through these windows, and fellow workers going about their day jobs. Look, vending machines as well in the back corner. It feels lived in. The security officer is late for work. Visual storytelling at its best. But this whole introduction to Half-Life is doing a lot to onboard the player. Let's keep going.
The time is 8:47 a.m. Current topside temperature is 93 degrees, with an estimated high of 105. The Black Mesa compound is maintained at a pleasant 68 degrees at all times.
Pleasant 68 degrees. Sounds cozy. Love the geometric structure of this space. A mix of curved and flat surfaces help break up the more angular shapes of the metallic walkways shown here. The lights in this space create focal points, pools of light spot along the cool concrete walls. And we can even see scientists working away in their offices, and even a secondary tram track down below. This tram ride is giving us a glimpse of life in Black Mesa, something that we didn't see often back in 1998.
This train is inbound from Level 3 dormitories to Sector C test labs and control facilities.
We're experiencing another aspect of Black Mesa, going from the cool concrete cement walls to this warmer industrial space with metal paneling and rafters. Creates a visually contrasting experience. Love the touch of rust on these textures. The yellow tinted windows also hint that we may be closer to the surface than we originally thought. Machinery toils away, welding and creating sparks, as a heavy load precariously swings from a cable. I don't think this is OSHA approved.
If your intended destination is a high security area beyond Sector C, you will need to return to the Central Transit Hub in Area 9 and board a high security train. If you have not yet submitted your identity to the retinal clearance system, you must report to Black Mesa personnel for processing before you will be permitted into the high security branch of the transit system.
This tram ride is doing a great job of building the world of Black Mesa, which is where the majority of the game takes place. We've seen that Black Mesa is involved in science, industrial manufacturing, and even weapons technology. This nuclear weapon awaits for relocation on another tram track. Looks like Black Mesa does contract work for the USA military.
Due to the high toxicity of material routinely handled in the Black Mesa compound, no smoking, eating, or drinking are permitted within the Black Mesa transit system.
Notice the tram track is lowering. Also, this is a nice break from the man-made construction we've experienced so far. These natural rock structures look like they've been baking in the hot desert sun. Even the light shafts look warm. The bounce lighting illuminating this space looks great for this old game engine.
Please keep your limbs inside the train at all times. Do not attempt to open the doors until the train has come to a complete halt at the station platform.
I just love cavernous environments in games, and this tunnel looks awesome. These wooden supports are doing their best to hold up the stone, and the small light bulbs lighting the way create a soft flare of light, which helps in the environmental perspective, looking down such a long distance.
In the event of an emergency, passengers are to remain seated and await further instruction. If it is necessary to exit the train, disabled personnel should be evacuated first.
Classic map design trick used here, transitioning from a tight, claustrophobic space into a large, open one. Low poly by today's standards, but back in 1998, this outdoor scene was breathtaking with its natural desert stone formations. Even the sky map teases larger structures off in the distance with a beautiful warm morning sky. The giant desert stone formations appear carved out, creating this small canyon. Clearly, Black Mesa is resourceful in their efforts, and seeing this military heli at the launch pad enforces that idea.
Please stay away from electrified rails and proceed to an emergency station until assistance arrives.
And another awesome transition, back to the tight, enclosed space. Surrounded by concrete and metal, this blast door is clearly keeping this underground facility safe and very secret. And check out this door animation sequence. So cool. I haven't mentioned this, but the sound design is amazing too. The way heavy machinery reverberates in this space is immersive. I'm also a big fan of the light up sequence coming up ahead.
That the Black Mesa Hazard Course Decathlon will commence this evening at 1900 hours in the Level 3 facility. The semifinals for high security personnel will be announced in a separate secure access transmission. Remember, More lives than your own may depend on your fitness.
These energy mechanisms are huge. The energy beam connecting the piston surfaces and the electrical current running along its surface are a nice detail. Very dangerous, if the danger sign and red lighting didn't hint that. Also, this lone scientist appears to be making rounds, checking the machinery, most likely. Hell of a job.
Do you have a friend or relative who would make a valuable addition to the Black Mesa team? Immediate openings are available in the areas of materials handling and low clearance security.
Animation tech was a big feature of Half-Life, and not just for characters. Being able to create these heavily scripted sequences was an evolution for first-person shooters in the 90s. The tram stops at this point, work vehicles moving about, the blockades moving down and switching from red to green lights as another set of blast doors open. Sequencing all of this with tight timings is impressive. And of course, the cool lighting coming from these door openings. Again, it's faked volumetric lighting, but still cool to see it in action as they adjust and move with the doors opening and closing.
Please contact Black Mesa personnel for further information. If you have an associate with a background in the areas of theoretical physics, biotechnology, or other high-tech disciplines, please contact our civilian recruitment division. The Black Mesa Research Facility is an equal opportunity employer. A reminder to all Black Mesa personnel. Regular radiation and biohazard screenings are a requirement of continued employment in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Missing a scheduled urinalysis or radiation checkup is grounds for immediate termination.
Science, industrial manufacturing of weapons and tech, military contracts, and waste management. Well, looks like Black Mesa is still working on managing waste properly. I do love the green lighting paired with the green drips. This looks extremely hazardous. And also, we have a by chance introduction to this gentleman. Important to the narrative. Let's not forget his face.
If you feel you have been exposed to radioactive or other hazardous materials in the course of your duties, contact your radiation safety officer immediately. Work safe. Work smart. Your future depends on it.
I'm smart. Makes sense.
Now arriving at Sector C test labs and control facilities. Please stand back from the automated door and wait for the security officer to verify your identity.
This is our stop, Sector C test labs. This suspended bridge looks quite dangerous, if you ask me. Only cables holding it up over a dark and ominous space below. The bluish-green lighting along the edges of the walkway use a very specific hue to evoke an uncomfortable feeling. And up ahead, a high-security blast door, and it's guarded by this security officer.
Before exiting the train, be sure to check your area for personal belongings. Thank you, and have a very safe and productive day.
Morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
And yeah, we're late for work. Hope nobody notices. Little do we know that this day is going to be a pretty rough day at work. Our security officer opens the blast doors for us. Loud mechanisms can be heard as hydraulics wind up and move these heavy doors open.
Can we do this later?
The hall is well lit, solid concrete and metal paneling, with some nice layering on the ceiling, utilizing a metal gridded alpha texture to give some depth and layering to this short hallway. We walk in. Blast doors slam shut behind us. The doors ahead of us grind and work its mechanisms to open and reveal the Black Mesa Research Facility. Clean, pristine, a combination of cool concrete and cool metal panels. Well lit, but the lighting makes it feel sterile. Typical traits of a science facility. And at the center of the lobby, another security officer guards the doorway, along with two scientists, clearly not doing their jobs.
Hey, Mr. Freeman. I had a bunch of messages for you, but we had a system crash about 20 minutes ago, and I'm still trying to find my files. Just one of those days, I guess. They were having some problems down in the test chamber, too, but I think that's all straightened out. They told me to make sure you headed down there as soon as you got into your hazard suit.
Foreshadowing. It seems like lots of things are going wrong today. And as I hinted earlier, things couldn't go more wrong for Gordon Freeman. This next section, Anomalous Materials, is a great map experience. One we'll make sure to cover in a future video. So here's the part where I go over some quick trivia regarding our featured map. The train entity used to create the tram sequences was added to the engine tools by programmer J. Steely. That might be pronounced J. Stelly. Steely? Stelly? I'm sorry. This is what led to the creation of the opening tram ride for Half-Life. What is essentially an amusement park style train ride showcase. This was something that other games at the time were only doing in pre-recorded cutscenes. Again, having in-game cutscenes play out in sequence in real time, Half-Life was the catalyst for this method of storytelling that we would see for the rest of gaming history up to today. The map designer behind this experience, Steve Theodore, is an extremely talented game developer. He wrote many of the technical documentations included in the Half-Life software development kit. He also modeled, textured, animated many assets, including the Hound Eyes, several military vehicles, the loader we see in transit in various spots, most of the weapons as well. He also created roughly 25 of the scripted sequences in the game. I guess that's why Valve turned down my application that I submitted fresh out of school. Thanks, Steve. Jokes aside, what a talented game developer. Wasn't really uncommon back in the 90s for a developer to wear many hats. The Half-Life Gold source engine is a heavily modified version of id Software's Quake engine. This was its major debut back in 1998, and it would be used to power several of Valve's future games like Day of Defeat and Counter-Strike. It also used code from other games in the Quake series, such as Quake World and Quake 2. Key features of the Gold source engine were its artificial intelligence systems, which were groundbreaking for the time. Watch, we'll cover a future level that features military grunts, and the way they maneuver you is insane. Gold source engine also featured skeletal animation systems, which was groundbreaking for the time as well, making for more realistic movements for humans and creatures, as well as facial animations. The codebase was eventually forked, split in two. The original branch earning the name Gold Source because up until then they just called it the Half-Life engine. while the newer second branch adopted the name Source, spelled SRC, but later on it evolved into what we now commonly know as the Source engine. And last bit of trivia, apparently there's an unused line in Half-Life 2 Episode 1 where Alex Vance mentions in conversation that her father Eli once took her on a tram ride in Black Mesa. It's a cool little head nod to the original Half-Life's opening experience. So, what makes Half-Life's introductory map, Black Mesa Inbound, a great map? The map instantly immerses you in the world of Black Mesa by showcasing amazing art and tech that was revolutionary for 1998. It gives a true glimpse of life in the facility, something rare in games from that era, showing the facility is involved in science and the industrial manufacturing of weapons and tech for the military. The entire tram sequence is an amusement park style showcase that uses in-game scripted sequences and animation tech, which was an evolution for first-person shooters in the 90s. This allowed for storytelling within the game engine, something other games were only doing in pre-recorded cutscenes, making Half-Life a catalyst for this method of narrative delivery. Plus, it's packed with visual storytelling, like the security officer who is also late for work, the nuke awaiting transportation on a tram, and a ton of foreshadowing. We also need to talk about art and design. There are wonderful contrasting elements as we take this tram ride to work. We get to experience a classic design method, smoothly transitioning from tight, claustrophobic spaces into large, open, and breathtaking outdoor desert scenes, using natural rock structures that look like they've been baking in the hot sun. The geometric structure is great as well, mixing curved and flat surfaces, and the contrast continues visually, moving from warm, lived-in dormitory areas to more sterile, cool-lit science facility sections. And how about the tech? The experience features details like immersive sound design, where sound reverberates and propagates depending on the environment size. The heavily scripted sequences used throughout with tight timing, such as vehicles and blockades moving, as large industrial doors opening with cool faked volumetric lighting. There's so much that we could really nitpick and break down, but I really wanted to just cover the highlights of this experience riding into Black Mesa. It is a classic opener for the game that was revolutionary for its time. Black Mesa Inbound is a true display of skill for designer Steve Theodore. He not only uses this tram ride to flex the muscles of the Half-Life Gold Source engine, but it's also the perfect way to immerse the player into the world and setting of Black Mesa without taking them out of the experience. Welcome to Black Mesa. You're late. You better hurry and get to the test chamber. What are your thoughts on Half-Life's Black Mesa Inbound? Did this heavily modified Quake engine blow your mind? And did you pick up on all of the foreshadowing the first time that you played this game? Share your stories down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with friends, and subscribe for more great gaming content. And if you're looking for more, check out this recommended video right here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.
Work safe. Work smart. Your future.